Everybody's chasing the next sexy startup, the app idea, the crypto play, the dropshipping store. Meanwhile, boring businesses are quietly creating millionaires while you're scrolling TikTok looking for the next big thing. Today, I'm breaking down 5 boring businesses with survival rates between 85 and 95%. Not 50% like most startups, not 60% or 70%. We're talking about 9 out of 10 of these businesses are still standing after 5 years. The third business on the list deals with something nobody wants to think about, an industry where demand is absolutely guaranteed. Competition actively avoids entering, and families pay premium prices without ever negotiating. Death isn't just a certainty, it's a business model with the lowest failure rate ever studied. And I'll break down exactly why in a few minutes. Here's something that will blow your mind. Only 50% of all businesses survive 5 years. That's a coin flip. And only 34% make it to 10 years. So when I tell you there are businesses with 90+% survival rates, I'm talking about models that are 8 times more likely to succeed than your average startup. 8 times. These businesses aren't crushing it because they're innovative or disruptive or whatever bullshit buzzword venture capitalists are throwing around this week. They survive because they do the opposite. They serve fundamental human needs that never go away. They benefit from high barriers to entry that keep competition limited. And they generate consistent monthly revenue that compounds year after year. The average entrepreneur is out here trying to be the next Zuckerberg. Meanwhile, the guy who owns 3 laundromats is clearing $400,000 a year, and nobody's trying to disrupt his business model. Now, here's what most people miss about these boring businesses. Every single one of them has the same problem. They need customers walking through the door, and that's where the real opportunity is. You don't have to own the business. You can be the middleman connecting customer to these businesses. It's called digital leasing. You build simple lead generation websites that rank in Google for what people are searching for. When someone searches for these services, your site shows up. The lead comes in, you send it to the business, and they pay you monthly for those customers. I built a portfolio doing exactly this that brings in over $41,000 per month. Thousands of my students are making $2,000 to $6,000 a month using the same system. Click the link for the free training. I'll show you how to build these digital assets, rank them, and lease them to local businesses for monthly income. No inventory, no employees, no physical real estate headaches. Just websites that generate leads and pay you every month. The free training is in the description. So let's talk about these boring businesses that quietly print money. Business number 5, rental property businesses. 85 to 87% survive at least 5 years. Real estate is a tangible asset that appreciates over time. Rental income provides ongoing cash flow. Housing is a basic need, so demand stays strong. During downturns, rental demand can actually increase as fewer people buy homes. The structure of financing encourages long-term holds. 15 or 30-year mortgages force a longer-term perspective. Selling is a deliberate choice, not a sudden failure. And you're cashing out when you decide to. Buying rental property requires significant capital. People who enter this space tend to be more prepared. You can leverage equity to get through rough patches, and you can hire property managers, making it hands-off. Tax advantages like depreciation make it easier to keep the business going. Many rental businesses are small portfolio landlords. A few houses are in an apartment building. You don't have to buy million-dollar properties. A $150,000 duplex in the right market can cash flow $300 to $500 per month. Stack 10 of those over 5 years, and you're looking at $3,000 to $5,000 monthly passive income. The real estate game isn't sexy, but it's predictable. Business number 4, essential home services. Plumbers, electricians, HVAC technicians. 88% 5-year survival rate, driven by one simple fact. Shit breaks, toilets leak, furnaces die, electrical panels short out. When these things happen, homeowners can't wait. A broken furnace in January isn't optional. These are critical maintenance needs, not luxuries. And the market is protected by licensing. You need certifications, Apprenticeships, often a master license. That limits competitors. These businesses can start small and grow organically. A van and some tools. Low overhead makes it easier to stay profitable. The key to survival is quality workmanship and trust. Good work leads to strong referrals and a solid local brand. These services can't be offshored. They can't be replaced by an app. You need a human being with skills to fix a leaking pipe. Many skilled trade businesses operate for 10, 20, or more years continuously. Most stay relatively small but very stable. A single skilled tradesperson can make a great living for years. If you got a skill, a truck, and a reputation, you can survive damn near anything. Business number 3, funeral homes. This is the one I teased earlier, close to a 90% 5-year survival rate. Funeral homes have the lowest failure rate of any business type. And here's the uncomfortable truth. Death is guaranteed. And every community needs death care services. The market is stable and predictable. Death doesn't go away during a recession, but most people don't enter this business because it requires significant capital. Facilities, mortuaries, chapels, specialized equipment, state licensing, and the morbid nature of the work deters competition. Nobody's thinking I'm going to disrupt the funeral industry with an app. So existing funeral homes enjoy a protected niche. Customer loyalty is massive. Families return to the same funeral home out of tradition, sometimes across generations. When someone's grieving, they're not shopping for the lowest price. They're going with the funeral home their family trusts. Established funeral homes face almost no pressure to undercut prices. Many funeral homes are family-owned businesses passed down over decades. Roughly 75% of U.S. funeral homes are family-owned. One funeral home can thrive for generations. It's not sexy, but if you want a business that will never go out of demand, funeral services check every box. Business number 2, self-storage facilities. 90 to 92% survival rate after 5 years. Another unsexy business that quietly dominates. Americans accumulate shit. We buy things, we don't throw things away, and eventually we run out of space. During moves, marriages, downsizing, people need storage, and self-storage is recession resistant. Even in downturns, people still need storage. Demand can increase during recession because people downsize and need somewhere to put their belongings. Industry-wide occupancy rates average around 90% or higher. Once you fill your facility, you're basically printing money. The business model has incredibly low operating cost, minimal staff, automated access, online billing, and the barriers to entry are massive. You need land, zoning, capital to construct units. But once open, you benefit from monthly revenue. Customers rent the same unit for years, and some people literally forget about their unit for a decade. You're just collecting the rent the whole time. Self-storage has one of the lowest failure rates among real estate ventures. No app, no algorithm, no venture capital. Just concrete boxes and monthly rent checks. Business number 1, laundromats. 92 to 95% of laundromats are still in business after 5 years. The Coin Laundry Association studied this. Only 5 to 8% fail. Compare that to the 50% failure rate for all businesses. So why do they survive? Because laundry is a fundamental need that happens over and over. People always need clean clothes. Throughout recession booms, pandemics, doesn't matter. Laundromats serve a capital market. Renters without in-unit laundry, students, travelers, people in apartments, they need these machines. The operating model is stupid simple. Low labor cost, no perishable inventory, cash-based revenue. And you can run a laundry with very little hands-on time. Some owners check in once a week to collect money and do basic maintenance. Competition stays limited because the upfront investment is high. You're looking at $200,000 to $500,000 to open a laundromat. That barrier keeps casual entrepreneurs out. And once you're established, you become a community fixture. Many laundromats that opened 20 or 30 years ago are still operating. So yeah, it's boring, but boring pays the bills. Now let's flip this. Don't look at these survival rates and think you can coast. Location matters. A laundromat in an area full of single-family homes with washers fails. A storage facility in saturated markets struggle. These businesses survive because they did their homework. The difference between smart boring and stupid boring is execution. If you execute at a B plus level in a boring business, you'll probably do well. If you execute at a B plus level in a sexy startup, you're competing against venture-backed A plus teams and you'll get crushed. That's the real insight. Here's the belief you need to break. Entrepreneurship isn't about innovation or disruption or being the next big thing. The vast majority of successful business owners aren't innovators. They're business owners who found a boring model, executed it well, and built wealth without ever making a headline. Nobody's writing about the guy who owns 3 laundromats, but that guy is clearing $400,000 a year while the tech founders burn through investors' money praying the next funding round closes. High barrier industries are where winners play, and low barrier ones are where dreamers go to die. Anyone can start a dropshipping store or a coaching business, but not everybody can open a laundromat or build a storage facility or get licensed for a funeral home. The barriers keep the amateurs out, and once you're in, you're operating in a protected market with consistent monthly revenue and predictable demand. Pick a model with real barriers, something that scares off lazy people. The flashy businesses get all the attention, and the boring ones get all the money. Look, this isn't the advice you wanted to hear. You wanted the secret, the hack, the thing nobody else knows about. But here's the truth. The businesses that survive do boring shit consistently well. They serve fundamental needs that don't go away. They operate in markets with high barriers, and they generate consistent revenue that compounds over time. That's the whole game. Now here's where digital leasing comes in. Every single one of these boring businesses needs customers, leads. The real money isn't in doing the work. It's in controlling the leads. And that's what digital leasing does. Building simple lead generation websites, ranking them, and leasing them to local businesses for monthly income. I built a portfolio that brings in over $41,000 per month. My students are making $2,000 to $6,000 a month using the same system. No inventory, no employees, no physical real estate headaches, just digital assets that generate leads and pay you monthly. If you're tired of chasing shiny objects and you want to build something that actually works, click the link for the free training. I'll walk you through exactly how digital leasing works, how to build these sites, how to rank them, and how to find clients who will pay you monthly. The boring businesses I just showed you prove the unsexy models win. Digital leasing is the same concept applied to the internet. Build once, rent forever. Let's build something that lasts.